different tonight? Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, well, it was just really proud of the boys. Preparation all week's been good, and had the confidence, in the first half when the ball was quite usable to back our attack, and some individuals really stepped up, which was nice, and it was I guess we were up, we were excited and played bloody well, and the Reds have had a tough week. Emotionally, they might not have been quite on song tonight, so culmination really.
Obviously, Jake 3 tries. Brad touched on Will Harrison at times. Who did you think was your best performance tonight?
Yeah, just across the board. I mean, you can't score that many tries without the whole team contributing, so be remiss of me to highlight any individual at this point. Really, the set piece operated efficiently, and we managed to get a few of theirs, and on the back of that, the drivers drove the group really well, and the contribution from everyone on the outsides with not only their running game but also their voice and what they were offering in terms of the supporting the drivers on the inside channels is a big step forward for us.
What was your rate out of the field, Bob?
Sorry?
What was your rate out of the field?
Oh, it's great to be. Yeah, sorry, I missed that. It was great to be part of. Boys felt really focused the whole week on their own individual job, and went out and executed it. So we'll look into why that is, because sometimes we've had a good build up and haven't been able to execute. And tonight, the conditions were no different to other nights we've been here, and the ball movement was terrific. And the guys' intent was just exceptional from across the board in attack and defence.
Rob, some of the tries were pretty flash tonight. Chips over the top, passes, cutouts, everything going. Why was that different tonight? Was it execution, or did you give them a little bit more of a licence to go for it, knowing that if you didn't win tonight, it was pretty grim?
I just think it's a group of young men that are starting to find, their place, and we as a coaching group, we haven't altered too much, and just really wrapped that the players, I guess, have taken a little step forward in terms of their belief and their confidence in what we're trying to do. So I think fundamentally right at the bottom line, that was it. It was a good week's prep. Boys just decided tonight, let's trust ourselves, let's believe in ourselves and what we're trying to do, because we're doing some really good work at training and we're getting glimpses of it at game time, and we won't have the consistency that we would love to have just yet, but the group, every time we have a step forward like that, we've just got to try to make sure we don't have two steps backwards. That's our challenge next week, is to make sure we are able to keep the momentum.
Michael, it's obviously a sprint, this competition, but the two results this weekend makes it really exciting for the race for the three-team finals. I mean, does this show that the title's really out for grabs?
Yeah, I think so. That was a big performance by the Rebs last night. And the Reds almost knock off the Brumbies last week. Probably should. It's going to make for a really interesting game. And this was always going to happen, right? Like the Australian comp was always going to, as it gets to the pointy end, it's going to be tight. So, pleased that we can get 5 points. We got 5 points there tonight, and we needed every one of them. So, we got to keep building on that, and there's still 3 big matches for us to go. I think this comp's really interesting because you play teams off buys, and the Reds had that with us tonight. So we had 2 weeks to stew on the Rebels loss. Then we come into the Force, who come off a bye. And it sort of rolls like that, and every team has their hit at that, and that makes for a really interesting dynamic too. So I think the comp's looking really good, and now you're starting to see some really good skills in the Aussie teams and some different styles of rugby, which is exciting.
Rob, Jack Dempsey's wedgie aside, you saw that. But how did you think he went tonight after starting off the bench earlier in the year, getting back to somewhere near his best?
Yeah. Let me reflect. Did he not start against the Crusaders in our first game?
Sorry, started Super AU.
Oh, okay. Well, Jack's an important member of this group, and that would be his best performance, I think. consistently involved, and doing what we know physically he can do to defences, particularly. Yeah, and the wedgie was all right too, wasn't it?
Rob, I know you're a big cricket man, 45-0, but was that an early declaration?
I didn't crack too many half centuries as a batsman. I scored a lot of tons as a bowler. It's not great, is it? But yeah, at the end of the day, the scoreline's lovely to reflect on, but it's the moments within that create that end point. You know, I rejoice in those little moments along the way, and when we review, there'll be some really good images to review. And as I said at the start, the positivity and the way in which they embraced the attack tonight was a big step forward. Let's hope we can grow on.
Must have been nice to have the luxury to get some younger guys on a bit earlier, off the bench. What do you think of how they handle that? Joey, Ben, those guys.
Yep. Great to get being in a match like that with sort of 35 to go. We had the opportunity, obviously, with Harrow getting the blood bin, and that just, I guess, gave us the opportunity, and we just left them there, which was good. And the other boys contributed well when they got on. Team performance, and that's what you're after. Boys looking after each other and enjoying each other's company and feeling as though they're contributing on the park, and that's where you get synergy from, isn't it? Everyone contributing and feeling as though they've got something to, some involvement that's meaningful, and that's what we're trying to create.
All good, guys.
Thanks, everyone. Thanks, boys.